Hey, what's up? I'm gonna check out some Marvel news. Okay, by this channel called the Cosmic One. Let's check it out.
Actually coming from Disney, and specifically Disney CEO Bob Iger. And in fact, a lot of things are happening today. It looks like Marvel is in for a pretty big changeup. A changeup that might be really good news to some fans, while at the same time might be
Here's open.
disappointing some other fans just a little bit. But overall, I think
Okay.
what Marvel Studios and Disney is about to do is going to be better for the MCU, for the movies, for the shows, and for the stories. Especially for
any
the
worse.
people who have been stating that it's rather hard to keep up to date with the MCU nowadays because there's just so much to keep up with, especially if you don't want to watch a particular show. It could be kind of annoying to some people that don't want to watch those particular shows because it's the
Pretty much both of
MCU,
them.
everything's connected, and you kind of have to watch those shows to know what's going on. So people who are in that
I don't know about
category
that.
should be feeling a little bit better after today's video. However, there is also a little bit of trouble going on out there today as the actors have now called a strike. So the writers and the actors are on strike right now. We'll talk
Which will throw a monkey wrench. Basically, almost everything that he's about to say. So, I don't know. We'll see.
about what that means in this video, but first let's go over what Bob Iger said. And if you are a fan of the MCU, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on everything that is happening with the MCU. So this actually took place today while Bob Iger, Disney CEO, was talking to CNBC. And this is the actual headline for the CNBC article that states Disney pulling back on making Marvel Star Wars content, Iger says. The article starts off by stating Disney is slowing down when it comes to making movies and TV series for its Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm franchises. CEO
Yeah, they're not making any money. They're just wasting money. Like, no shit.
Bob Iger said Thursday on CNBC. Now, we knew this was coming. Both Bob Iger and Kevin Feige,
Yeah,
the
no
president
shit.
of Marvel Studios, did say that we're going to see a change in the release patterns for the
How about a change in the writing? That would probably help way more than pushing stuff back.
see a change in the release patterns for the Disney Plus shows and movies. And when Kevin Feige was specifically asked about this, whether it was going to be fewer Disney Plus shows or them simply spread out more with their release dates, he said both. Now, Bob Iger
How about they
explains
not
that there are
suck?
several
How about that?
reasons for this decision, and one of them is actually cost. He stated, and I quote, "You pull back not just to focus, but also as part of our cost containment initiative, spending less on what we make and making less." Now, that right there is a little bit of a concerning statement. Bob Iger just said that they are going to make less, meaning for Star Wars and Marvel, they are going to make less, I would assume, Disney Plus shows. Movies have been pretty steady, 3 movies a year, 4 movies a year. That's not too different than what Marvel Studios was doing in the past, 2 to 3 movies a year, but the Disney Plus shows have been cranked out like crazy. So when Bob Iger talks about making less, I'm assuming he is talking about the Disney Plus shows, since him and Kevin Feige have been talking about making less Disney Plus shows in the past. That makes sense, but
Yeah, because nobody's watching them. It was a waste of money.
then he said spending less on what they make, meaning they are not going to put as much money into these Disney Plus shows than they were before. And this could be problematic. However, since they are going to be making less, they will essentially have more funds opened up and they won't be working their workers so hard anymore. Specifically, the VFX teams that have recently complained in the past. They won't have to go from Disney Plus show to Disney Plus show to Disney Plus show. They will have time to work on things, and since there's going to be less Disney Plus shows getting put out, that is a little bit more money per Disney Plus show. At least that is what we would hope is going to happen. However, Bob Iger just did say spending less and making less, so we'll have to wait and see on that. However, he does
With VFX, you need time. Probably more than you need money. It probably would help out a lot. And they didn't have time. That's why all the graphics look like crap.
say a lot more. While
Okay.
speaking with CNBC, Bob Iger did admit that the studio screwed with audience expectations by offering up so much streaming content. The negative impact of that has been commercial disappointments in theaters, be it Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania not even reaching 500 million worldwide, or disappointing openings for summer tentpoles Elemental and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And this is what Bob Iger had to say about that. There have been some disappointments. We would have liked some of our more recent releases to perform better. It's reflective not as a problem from a personal perspective, but I think in our zeal to basically grow our content significantly to serve mostly our streaming offerings. And here's a really important part. He continues to say, we ended up taxing our people way beyond in terms of their time and their focus, way beyond where they had been. And he goes on to
Again, no shit. How about you just write good stuff that people actually want to give you money for? It would be nice.
specifically talk about Marvel. He states, Marvel's a great example of that. They had not been in the TV business at any significant
Probably
level.
what his shows
Not
suck.
only did they increase their movie output, but they ended up making a number of television series, and frankly, it diluted focus and attention. That is, I think, more of the cause than anything. So Bob Iger admits right here, he states that he believes they made so much that it essentially diluted Marvel and the MCU. There was so much content out there that it was almost impossible for every individual person to maintain their focus and attention on the MCU because
If the content was good, Marvel fans would have watched it. Not good. Why they did not. This dude's in it.
there was just so much. Now, I know the fandom is kind of mixed about this. Some people love all of the output that Disney has been doing with Marvel Studios and the Disney Plus shows and the movies, and some people don't like it so much. Go ahead and let us know where you're at in the comments down below. Did
It
you think
sucked.
it was too much, or did you
Most of
think
this
it was
sucked.
fine? Now, earlier this year in an investor conference, Bob Iger said that there was nothing inherently off about the Marvel brand. And I would have to agree with that. I think they just put out way too much content for a lot of people to keep up with. Even people
No, it sucked. It was written terribly. You womanized every. Oh, okay, all right.
that I personally know who love Marvel have said, yeah, it is a lot, and I haven't watched everything because it's just so much. And
Nobody watched this because this is a character nobody likes. What she has, these three people on her chest are characters nobody likes. But you made TV shows and you put them in TV shows. Nobody wanted to watch them, so they didn't.
and now I'm behind and don't really know what's going on. But for the people who feel that way, it's good news. This is good news. Bob Iger is confirming, hey, they're gonna make less Disney Plus shows. I hope they don't make less movies. I hope they just cut back a little bit on the Disney Plus shows. We don't need
That's
6 Disney
that
Plus shows plus special
show is boring.
presentations a year. But 2 Disney Plus shows about really awesome characters and 1 special presentation about another awesome character a year, that's fine. Mix that with 3 movies a year, that's still a lot of Marvel content, way more than we're used to before Phase 4. But it wouldn't be as much to keep up with. That way the MCU could still be fresh and it wouldn't really lose you. It wouldn't lose your attention, it wouldn't lose your focus, and you could keep up much easier. Now, for those people who are like me who can watch everything that Marvel puts out, unfortunately, we're going to be getting a little less. However, since we are getting less, hopefully the quality does start to increase. That could be the really great thing about Bob Iger's strategy here. So that's a big change coming from Marvel. They're going to be switching up what they do, and Marvel's Phase 5 and Phase 6 could definitely be affected by this, but it is being affected right now because the SAG-AFTRA calls a history-making strike. The SAG-AFTRA, which stands for the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, is an American labor union representing about 160,000 film and television actors, journalists, radio personalities, recording artists, singers, voice actors, fashion models, etc. And they have called a strike along with the writer's strike that has currently been happening. Now, the writer's strike has already pushed a few things with Marvel Studios and many
The amount of people who could give a 2 craps about the writer's strike is amazing. I don't even. Would this even help or hurt, or will anybody actually care? I don't know.
other studios as well back a little bit, but now some actors are going on strike. So unfortunately, since the writer strike caused some delays, the actor strike, the SAG strike, is going to be causing some more delays. Hopefully this ends relatively soon. However, it's not looking like it's going to because the SAG says something very different than what the studios are stating. The studios, who are represented by the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, or the AMPTP, they said they presented a great and historic deal to the SAG. The representative for them said this, and I quote, The AMPTP presented a deal that offered historic pay and residual increases, substantially higher caps on pension and health contributions, audition protections, shortened series option periods, and a groundbreaking AI proposal that protects actors' digital likeness for SAG AFTRA members. And they concluded by stating, "A strike is certainly not the outcome we hoped for, as studios cannot operate without the performers that bring our TV shows and films to life." End quote. So the studios believe that they offered the actors a pretty great deal, but the actors obviously do not agree. So unfortunately, we don't really know when this could possibly come to an end, but this could definitely affect Marvel Studios, especially if they have a good amount of actors who are a part of the SAG AFTRA. We do know that the writer's strike did delay some of Marvel Studios projects a little bit, and although it is not official or confirmed in any means yet, we should be expecting some more delays due to this. If they don't happen to have any more delays, that is great, but let's just prepare ourselves. And in the meantime, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell if you want to stay up to date on everything happening with the MCU, including those release dates. Don't forget to like this video, and if you subscribe and leave a comment.
All right. Well, I'm not sure what that dude was, but their biggest problem is not the amount of content, is the type of content. Very poorly written and not interesting to their core folks who watch this because they want to see the comic books on the screen. They don't want to see none of this new stuff that they created that was not created in a creative way. You know, more of a to try to push an idea. So they could cut it down to one show a year and nobody still will watch it. I talked about Secret Invasion a little bit. Nobody cares about this show. It could have been awesome, but it wasn't. So, all right. Yeah, I'm not sure what, but like and subscribe. Thank you.